Today, we're tackling something pretty significant, what the U.S. Surgeon General has actually called a public health issue, the loneliness epidemic.
That's right. And our job today really is to get under the surface. We want to unpack, just how widespread this is, look at the real health impacts physical health, and figure out the societal shifts driving it all.
Yeah, and the numbers themselves are stark. The research suggests, more than half of U.S. adults say they feel lonely?
It's a huge proportion.
When you see a number like that, a majority, it immediately makes you ask, okay, who exactly are we talking about?
Yeah.
And what does lonely even mean here?
Good point. We absolutely need to clarify terms first, because the material you gathered makes a key distinction. Loneliness, that's the internal feeling, right? That subjective distress or sadness from feeling disconnected.
It's how you feel,
Yeah.
regardless of how many people are physically around.
Exactly. Whereas social isolation is more objective. It's about the lack of physical or social contact, maybe living alone or having very few social ties because of circumstances.
Okay, that distinction's important, because what really jumped out at me from the sources was how the demographics kind of flip expectations.
Oh, completely. If you picture loneliness, you might think of, say, an elderly person who can't get out much.
Right, that's the common image.
But the data shows the opposite. Adults 65 and older, they actually report the lowest rate of chronic loneliness. It's around 10%.
Wow, so who is the loneliest then?
It seems to be people aged 30 to 44. That group had about 29% reporting they feel lonely frequently or always.
Almost a third? That's striking.
And then you look generationally, and it gets even more pronounced. Nearly 8 in 10 Gen Zers, that's 79%, and 7 in 10 Millennials, 71%, report feeling lonely.
So this isn't just about, physical limitations keeping people apart. It feels like something deeper, maybe a struggle to form those really meaningful connections, especially for younger people.
That seems to be a big part of it, yeah. It's a failure to connect deeply.
Now, it's tempting to think of loneliness as just, an emotional state, something purely mental. But the research you looked at paints a different picture, doesn't it? About the physical toll.
Absolutely. This is where it moves beyond just feeling bad and becomes a serious health concern. Chronic loneliness triggers severe systemic stress responses in the body.
Like a constant state of alert.
Pretty much. And that sustained stress translates directly into biological damage. We see significantly higher risks for major cardiovascular problems, things like heart disease and stroke.
And I imagine that kind of ongoing stress doesn't just hit the heart, right?
Not at all. It's systemic.
No.
So you see increased risks for metabolic issues too, like type 2 diabetes. Often that's linked to how stress messes with blood sugar levels, causing hyperglycemia,
Yep.
plus weakened immune systems. And then there are the clear links to psychiatric conditions, depression, anxiety, even suicidality and dementia risk go up.
It really puts things in perspective.
Oh,
We often celebrate living longer lives thanks to better health care.
right. But longevity doesn't automatically mean quality of life. If those extra years are spent dealing with chronic illness fueled by this deep sense of disconnection, that's a serious problem.
So if it's this widespread and has these physical consequences, it suggests we need to look beyond just individual feelings. The source material points towards bigger societal factors. One key idea was falling social capital.
Yes, social capital. Basically, it's the value we get from our collective social networks. Think of it as the trust, the cooperation, the sense of community that makes society function well.
And that's declining.
The evidence suggests it is, quite dramatically. You see it in lower rates of volunteering,